Hi, this is Foundations of Cosplay Photography. So we have the Grey, the last known renegade. We have Super Circuits 23. And myself, Taryn Tog. Go give him a follow. Okay.
So, my name is Super Circuit or Aiden. I do cosplay photography on Instagram. I also do a bit of YouTube videos and whatnot. And yeah, I also play the Doctor. So, yeah.
I'm Karen Tog. I've been doing photography, like cosplay photography, for over a year now. And generally, really nice. Mainly do DSLR work, but I also work with film. But I overall nifty 50 lover. So when it comes to picking a camera, there's a lot of different cameras you can have. There's a single reflex camera, which is just a film camera, so you're not going to have anything digital, and it's going to be expensive. Now, it can have some really nice looks. This film, for example, that's 17-year-old film, shot 2 stops above what it needs to be shot at as a stop per 10 years. And then this is some nice Kodak 400. But it's expensive. Film will usually cost 10 to 20 euro, and then development is around 10 euro. Now, this is probably the most budget-friendly, this is digital single reflex. DSLRs, this is the most friendly option. You can get great cameras between 60 euro and you can go up to 1,000 and whatnot, but even my camera is a Canon 70D. That is around 400. You can get amazing cameras. Liddy Pix is a great photographer. His camera is only about under 200 and amazing. You can push these so far, and as well, there's more options lens-wise and accessory-wise because a lot of newer cameras don't have them made yet. Mirrorless. Now, these often have higher resolution than most DSLRs, better autofocus, and as well, they are so light because they do not have to have the same system. They have no mirrors. You get a straight view of the sensor. It's beautiful. It's amazing. There's not all attached to it. So when it comes to picking a lens, it's more a personal choice. So our main lenses tend to be the 18 to 55 kit lens, a 50mm lens, and then an 18 to 200mm. Now, when it comes to an 18 to 55, they're inexpensive. With most brands, most mounts, these run between 60 to 100 euro. You tend to get this when a lens is provided with your camera. It's decent, but it's not always the best option for photography. The 50mm lens, now, it's as close as you can get to the human eye, but as well, it is so good. I am a glazer of this for a reason. Now, this is a prime lens. You don't zoom, yours is zoom. So you gotta get all skedaddle skedoodle and start moving. But this sharpest, nicest images you can possibly get. I have shot and I have gotten people's pores that that is how detailed and how good at capturing light that is. I get all the teeny tiny pores on someone's face captured. 18 to 200, if you want some versatility, it's good. They're really good for low light, but they are so heavy and expensive. An 18 to 200 can usually be between 150 to 400 euro. It is, it's a nice lens, but it's really expensive. So anyway, most important thing, where can I get equipment? Now, MPV, a lot of us use this, myself and Super Circuit both use this. It's a grading-based system, so when you get spares and repairs, you can try and use this to try and fix the camera, but that won't work. Heavily used, it's very cheap for a reason. So it may be the battery just stops randomly, or oh yeah, so much of it is scratched to death, or oh yeah, the dial's basically gone. But anyway, these are great. Any grading-based system is rather good. There's another one that a lot of us use, which would be CEX, but NPB I always would recommend because each and every single photo is individual for the item, so they're not just going to take one image and say it's all. What they end up doing is, here's a description, here's exactly what is wrong with it, here's the images, and then, most important thing, shutter count. Think of it like car mileage. When you have a really high car mileage, you know that baby don't got long left. So treat it the same. You're seeing a camera with 100,000. I wouldn't touch it. Just like the car miles, it ain't gonna go far. So the lower, the better. CEX. Now this can be great, but tends to be more expensive and a little bit dodgier. As much as their policy says about them being good at capturing fakes, I myself have been sold fake mics by them. Yeah, that's obvious though.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're good, especially for their trade-in voucher cost. So chuck them in a couple of video games, chuck them in a console, and they just give you in more money. It's okay. And it is more accessible because you can go into the stores. But the marketplaces, now, these can be real deals, but you have no consumer protections. If you get scammed, womp womp. But anyway, understanding your camera. Now, a lot of us, we shoot manual, but when it comes to the nightmare that is manual, you get these. You always have the worst user interface. These are very confusing, but I'm gonna break it down. So ISO, it's the camera setting that controls light. So it tends to be, you might be shooting on 60 or 3200. It doesn't really matter. It's really what you think works in a situation. Now, when it comes to it, there's no dead set. There's no real dead sets. Can you?
No, yeah. Well, there's no set way for it, doing it, like kind of just the lights. You kind of have to work out yourself, what you see, what you see. Like if it's, if the lights, if the image is clear enough, that's what you're gonna get. The only downside I think to ISO is just you might get the shutter might be a bit slower, and that's only because I remember using my Canon 100D, and I remember it was just on a high ISO one time. I think it was doing a wedding or something, and literally it was just normally it'd be like done, and this time it just went like a transformer, and I came back to images that looked completely blurred, distorted, gone.
It can be quite good though when it comes to manual because autofocus modes are okay, but you want to shoot when it's dark. Good luck. Like I shoot almost exclusively manual when it comes to any dark settings because I can make it look like it is much brighter than it actually is, and all you need is like a secondary light source. So even something as simple as a little flashlight can make things really pop. Shutter speed, now, this will really depend. Your shutter speed, so you're either going to have something in motion or not. When it comes to portraits, you want to be able to capture someone still and in focus because someone wants to go and wave their jacket. If you don't have the right shutter speed, it's going to be a blurry mess for the jacket, or part of the actual outfit just will not be in focus. Shutter speed, this makes or breaks a photo. While ISO is great, you can put on some cameras, ISO can just be auto when it comes to manual, but shutter speed, you need to be able to nail this. A very high shutter speed can be great, but you tend to have to adjust all your other settings in account with this because you need the lighting to be right and you need your aperture to be right in order for shutter speed to work out. Aperture, it's literally the amount of light that reaches the center. And so, yeah, when it comes to manual rule of thumb, ISO, this is the setting I tend to use. So ISO 100, f2.8, and shutter speed of 1/4000. It's a lot, but it's rather nice. Though you can always go with the other settings. It's just the ones in the black bar, they're my personal settings. But night is always hard to shoot. But this had one singular light, which is one of these lights. This is what lit that entire set. One of these lights. They are not that bright. These are like €8. But the right settings, this is a powerhouse. ISO 3200, 1/60. It's often better to have a low shutter speed at night. If you want to do high speed or like rapid movement at night, you tend to not really be able to unless you have more external lights. Anyway, what can you use to edit? So, Darkroom, Adobe Photo Editor, they keep on changing the name, but it's basically free Lightroom, and then Lightroom as the basic. So, pay attention to how you edit, because it can change the tone.
That's me.
I wonder what that is. So, when it comes to these, what do you think when you look at these shots? This shot. This comes off as more intimidating in my personal opinion, and I imagine some may also agree. But when we get to this seems softer. This seems like Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated series. It seems like that level. It's a much softer and nicer touch, but it doesn't come off as more intimidating. It comes off as more, I'm displeased. This is, I'm going to kill you.
I'm gonna rip your throat out, and I'm gonna have a word with your father.
I'm gonna have a stern talking to, mister.
Yeah, and that one is like it would be a nice bear hug.
Yeah, this just comes off as retro. But it massively matters how you edit. You can have an alright shot, but you can absolutely destroy it based on how you edit. You need to think when you're editing, what emotion am I trying to capture? What theme is this? Is it a high fantasy? Is it a dark fantasy? Are we trying to edit it like it's a Lord of the Rings, or edit it like it's Elden Ring? It does matter how you edit. Anyway, like these, you can see some of the originals versus what the edits ended up being. You can shoot and just have a JPEG. That's all right. It's your personal choice. But it's better to edit from RAW, and you have much nicer images. Now, all these were done with the free Adobe editing software. So it is relatively, it would end up being accessible. So even if you don't have much money, you can only just with camera, you can still get some banging shots. Like even when you're editing. If you accept it.
Yep, this is my thing. So with photos, sometimes you've done a photo and you think, oh, I could add some more to this. I can make it, pop with it, add a bit of flavor. So here we've got both Ken and the boy Bren, shirtless. But I thought, for these photos, I wanted to kind of bring in more of the character. So obviously, Resident Evil for that this type of character here, I tried to obviously just that normal muzzle flash, but you try and add a bit of what we call kind of a white kind of light patches around them to kind of make the reactions look real. And then with yourself, it's obviously the red kind of lens flare thing that Zora's kind of got going on, along with a lot of the green energy. I think it brings a lot to the photo. It adds a bit more than just you looking very serious at the camera. And then I think we go on to the next example. Yeah, here we go. Here's where I kind of got nuts. So that's kind of normal, obviously Scarlet Witch kind of stuff, just some stuff I took from the Comic-Con last year with the red eye. I also did a bit of the red eyes, kind of how Wanda has that kind of dark red energy coming from there. But with CAR and Cosplay back at Dublin Comic-Con last year, I was thinking, screw it, let's be a little more daring, and basically made him just fly as Iron Man, which I didn't think I'd be able to do. It's a bit of work trying to make sure that you're not, obviously he's standing on the floor. You want to make sure that there's nothing left there that's going to catch anyone off guard going, oh, there's a foot on the floor. But so thankfully that worked out. And I think there's another image there that is just on the next slide. Yeah, these ones I'm kind of proud of. So this was basically a combination of location and person. So the person on there, the Doctor Strange, had these sort of light bands, which he was kind of making his own kind of energy. So I just thought, right, get these transparent sort of simple things that would be very Doctor Strange, and then just basically put it over the hands. And I didn't believe that it was that quick and simple to do, and just having the light there already, it just made everything go cohesively together. But with Ren, with that new bat suit, it basically was sort of a case of, it already looked like it was going to rain that day anyway. The clouds were just that bad. So I just thought, okay, Snyder it up, throw some glows over the eyes, and throw Superman in the background, and there, Bob's your uncle, there we go, we're ready, we're ready to roll. And I think, and just, darken out the lovely white shirt that you had on that day. But I think it definitely would. But I think it worked out, and we got a really good image. Next slide. So here is why batteries and SD cards are key. So next slide. So, all right, if you're doing photography, right, I'm going to say from the off, you don't need to start with 128 gigabytes like I have, because they cost money. And in this RAM shortage, they're going to cost more money. So I would definitely say if you were going to start out, maybe go for something like 32 gigs or 64. I put 16 there just as a sort of, a saving grace, but they're really just something to get you started. If you're doing small shoots for your buddies or something like, like what we used to do, like where we did a lot of shoots back in the day, very small card that you don't need to do much on, kind of a little day thing. And honestly, they're just really good for training purposes and getting you going. No worries. So then for batteries, batteries galore, guys. I'm not going to lie, if you are doing shoots on a day and you kind of want to keep going, I would say definitely look into getting more batteries. You can get a lot for your Canons, a lot for your Sonys and whatnot, but it's good to have at least more than one, and just, keep stockpiling them along with your chargers. The one there, the Cube, has been a saving grace for me when it comes to the Sony. I've been able to sort of keep ongoing charge with my stuff and make sure that everything is sort of running smoothly. And that's all I would really say, to keep your, get as many batteries as you can and just try and keep them as charged throughout the day. So here's why style switch stitch. Here's why style switching works. So, next. So, as you can see, here's before some lovely people. And in all the photos, you can see that there's, different styles try to apply to each person. Obviously for Spider-Man, it's very kind of magazine, New York style kind of photo, make the colors pop. With Batman, it's very much the case of embrace the darkness, make things kind of, reflect off. With Harley Quinn, it's more go for the Snyder, Suicide Squad approach, maybe with the colors and whatnot. And then for the next photos, hi Taryn. It's, you've got obviously Taryn with Red Hood, it's going for kind of grunge aspect, kind of, really, cool aesthetic. With John Wick, speaks for itself really. And then for the Mandalorian, I kind of went for kind of very desaturated thing, but it's, really trying to keep the crispness of the photo and, really reflect the armor. And I think if you can try and do that with every photo you take with any different cosplayer, you get some great results. And it's just good to switch with every person. That way then people can see that, they can experiment, they can do something different, they're not the same. I mean, it's basically what we've been doing with all our shoots. We've never tried to keep it as the same thing. For example, I don't have it, but we had one time where I tried to do the red eyes for Miguel, and they didn't exactly go well.
I looked like I was high as balls, guys.
Yeah.
I looked like I had a lot of weed. I said, can you make my eyes red? Because Miguel has red eyes, and the miscommunication happened, and next thing I know, I look like... But, to be fair, the next time around, the irises were red.
Exactly. We knew then this was tea. And to be honest, it has actually helped me when I've gone and done other shoots with other people, namely the Scarlet Witch person. It means that, you can take stuff from other shoots and realize, okay, I've made a little mistake here, a little problem. I can rectify this for the next thing, and it all works out. And then, some more things. Hi, Adam. Yeah. But yeah. So here's this one's a bit more theory. Sorry, guys. This is why form layout is key with your booking. So if you're doing bookings for people and you're trying to set things out, here's some little things you could do. Next. So set out the rules straight away. That if you're doing 18 plus, make sure you say that straight away. Same with safety. Make sure you lay out your risk assessments, everything that is going to go on in the shoot, and that you and the person being photographed or doing the photo shoot are safe. Explain the length of time that's going to take, say half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, and any changes that have to be addressed from the cosplayer to the photographer, that they need to be done in enough time before the shoot happens.
I would also just recommend, when it comes to terms and conditions, have something like a no release of preview shots, and have a thing, if you don't like AI, basically just banning them from, or at least just asking that they don't put something in into
Over
AI.
Yeah.
You'll only really find out if someone posts it, but it's just a thing of you don't want your work going into that. And as well, with the AI in general, work being stolen, not good, but it's also, if you already are against it, it kind of just means that I might not shoot with you. I asked that you would not do this. You still did it.
It just sets a bad precedent and whatnot, yeah. So when you're, one thing you want to lay out for your cosplayer to, make everything kind of easy for them to understand. And that way you have all the information, they have all the information, everything sorted is username, social media, what type of shoot that they want, so you could say single, duo, group, or whatever. And, just out of nowhere, I've been doing these recently, if they would want a cosplay video. And just make sure that's all laid out. And that way they know, okay, there's all the understandings, the details, good to go. So then, times and who is your character. So one thing you should do is, if you're working, say, a weekend, you want to list out all the days that you're there, all the times that you want to be free, but make sure that obviously it's within your time frame as a photographer to be there, so that you're not sort of like, oh God, I'm rushing in the morning, I need to get in here, oh God, I was coming in this morning and I was just thinking, okay, enough of a window, but just try and be there. But also, who and what is the character from the cosplayer perspective? You've got to supply that, and also, as I'm saying, maybe make a Google Doc as a photographer for the reference photos. That way, you and the photographer, or you and the cosplayer, know exactly what is being photo shooted, what type of person or character you're doing, and you go from there.
I may make a suggestion. Google Notes is really good because you can paste in it, you can put in the location, the time, and you can have the descriptions there. So even if you want it as a reminder, that can work. But secondly, you can also, with Google Calendar, if you go onto a laptop, you can connect it and put in similar details.
Oh, it's me. It's my turn. Okay. As you can see, yeah, I know, you leave just when I go to speak. Typical. So you can see a variety of photos, whether it's taken by Aidan here or by Kieran. So my job is not to be photographer, my job is to be photographed. That's all I'm good for, that's all I'm good at. So my job is now to talk to all of you who are doing cosplays, you do your part. So it is not the photographer's job to make you look good, it's your job to make you look good. You can obviously be very clear about what way you want, as the lads have mentioned, as far as you want to do this sort of photo, you want to do that sort of photo. It's all well and good, it's just all about effective communication. Do come prepared like it is your job. Like, you don't show up to work not in uniform, you don't go to your exams without studying, maybe you do, God knows I did. The point being is, you treat it like a job, you treat it like work, so you come in, you clock in, and you do your best. Things that you should avoid to get the best results. Arriving late with no communication to the photographer basically means if you know well enough that you're going to be late or stuck in traffic for whatever reason, you might be a minute late at estimate. It's good to let them know that you're being considerate. You're saying, hey, just so you know, I am stuck in traffic, I might be a few minutes late, that's all well and good. No one will fault you. It happens. Either having no plan of action or having too many ideas. The reason I say that is, if you have no idea, you're putting it on the photographer then to sort out your shots. That's not fair, that's not their job. Their job is to take photos of you. It's not their job to pose you or to tell you to, stick your arm out. They can adjust you, that's so fair, that it's not their job to pose you. Or on the other end, where you have so many ideas that the photographer can't like improvise. It should be like a dance. They're leading for a bit, and you're leading for a bit, and just giving them a chance to create art. And that goes into obviously being difficult to work with. So I know for me, the worst thing someone can say is that I have to, I don't know, like, oh, I'm dipping too low, or I'm going too high, or something along those lines, where I'm feeling like, okay, I don't know what you're saying, being clear, but also to say like, oh, this thing, I need you to just put like this because it will look like this. Okay, and being able to work with it. If you go with the attitude of, no, I'm too important, I need my photos to look exactly this, no one's going to want to work with you. They're going to say, oh, great, we got a diva, fantastic. And I know kids here. No, that's not okay. Having no boundaries. I remember one of our friends, I had said to him, we were doing a Red Hood and a Supergirl shoot, and I said, what are you comfortable with? Because obviously there's a way to do things where you can go, oh, we can be suggestive, we can be tame, whatever. And I remember him saying to me, oh, I have no boundaries. But like, what do you mean you have no boundaries? I was like, you have to have some level of boundaries. Like, oh, you can do whatever. It's like, that's not good. That's making it too easy for someone to take advantage of you, whether it's another photographer or whether it's another cosplayer to shoot with you. Do have steady boundaries, if for no other reason just to keep yourself safe, but also to keep the photographer safe. Those photos go out and then so, oh, they look blah, blah, blah. It clears up if you're able to say, I'm comfortable with X, I'm not comfortable with Y. Don't compare and contrast, very simple. I am a bog standard Red Hood cosplayer. I love cosplaying Red Hood. I will be doing that tomorrow. I am not comparing or contrasting myself to any other person who's cosplaying Red Hood. We are all very valid. We are all valid. We all have our own interpretations. We all have our own things that we like and we don't like. For me to compare myself to someone else, I'm robbing myself of the joy. But also, if I go in with a shoot and go, oh, I want to imitate this one, I'm just copying them, and that's not fun. If I wanted to copy someone else, I would just go, oh, look, this is my photo, and just Photoshop my face on front of it. And I won't do that because that's dumb. But also when it comes to going into a photo shoot with the photographer, I'm not going to be like, oh, I want you to shoot, Darren, I want you to shoot like Aiden does. Or Aiden, I want you to shoot like Lynn does. I might say, hey, do you see this aspect of what this person does? I kind of like that. Would you be able to replicate that? And they go, yeah, we go ahead. If they say, no, cool, we still go ahead because it's about teamwork, it's about having fun. Next time.
If I may just add one kind of thing with that, when you are looking at, like, as a cosplayer for photographers, look at their work. Don't go to someone who doesn't post VFX work and ask, hey, can you basically do me glowing and give me fire hands and this? If they're not posting it, it's likely that they do not provide it. Always ask before. Don't just after the shoot go, oh yeah, I want you to do this, and this, and be annoyed that they don't do it. You have to look at the photographer's work and respect the fact that they may not do that style.
Alright. What you should do to get the best results. Obviously arriving on time, not too early, but just be ready to shoot. Have a few ideas that you want to do, but being open to adapt, to be able to go, oh, I had an idea to do this. Oh, that's really cool. Could you try it like this though? And then people are more likely to go, oh yeah, this person is very good, with being open to suggestion. Because the GOAT retired last year, I have to put him in, be coachable. John Cena. Basically, what he's saying when he says that is like, just because you've been doing it for X amount of years, or you've made a certain amount of things or whatever, that doesn't mean you're not coachable. That doesn't mean that there aren't things you still have to learn. And you never know that by doing it someone else's way for once, you might actually learn more. Where it's like, I've done a particular pose 1,000 times, and someone goes, you try sticking your leg out. And that might make a difference as far as like whether it helps me maintain the pose, whether it fixes my posture, makes, I don't know, the backs underneath my neck not look as visible, whatever it takes. And always just as the lads said earlier, credit your photographer, because again it is a team effort. Whenever I talk to either the lads or anyone else, whenever I'm putting out their Instagram, I always put down like hashtag photographer, but some people want to have it put down as a collaboration. And I think, okay, cool, I have to make sure I put that down as a collab, or just so that way it appears on both people's profiles. And that way people go, oh, I really like that person's photo. Who did it? Oh, it was Super Circuit. Okay, cool, follow. And then creates a buzz and creates business. So, how to feel safe in the shoot? Yeah, you are allowed to bring a friend. you are allowed to have someone with you. If someone says, oh no, I only ever do like one-on-one shoots, don't go with them. You don't know what's going on. If they make a stink out of it, they're not worth being around. Where if someone is worth their weight in gold as a photographer, then they'll be like, yeah, there's no issue. So that, obviously if they're not interfering. And that also includes regardless of what type of cosplay. Obviously there are people who like to do more, we'll say, a swimsuit style, and that's fine, that's still cosplay. But they're still entitled to a level of dignity. So whether you're the photographer or whether you're the cosplayer, you should allow to feel safe. And if someone says, hey, actually this is very revealing on me, I don't want this seen, well within your right to have it deleted and not have it posted. Because while I might be comfortable having literally my tits out on stage, other people might not be. And that's so fair and valid. And yeah, if you feel that an area you're going to shoot in is unsafe, whether it's like I love the fact that UCC has this kind of like old brick building-esque, because again, I'm a Dark Knight, it works. But if I would say would want to be another sort of Batman in a construction site and it was horrifically dangerous, it was absolutely something was going to happen. But my photographer's like, no, boy, it'll be great, like the shoot will be class. Yeah, we'll get these clay photos. Like it's not worth it. Because like if I get injured, it's not worth it. So yeah, I was looking at you. You know exactly what I'm saying. So it's not worth putting yourself at risk or anyone else at risk just because the photo might look good. Yeah, just peace out. That's the best advice, I think. This is all supposed to be for fun, and it's not supposed to be for clout. Like plenty more. God knows I asked everyone for my news today. And yeah, what you do as a cosplayer, but also as a person, reflects back on you. So if you're going out of your way to like hinder someone else or to talk bad about someone else, it's going to come back to you, whether you want it to or not. So just honestly be excellent human beings. And
yeah.
That's all I got.
If anyone wants to ask questions, feel free to.
What do you think?
Funny enough, I do actually have.
Yeah.
I was with me recently, and she got me this moisturizer. I can't remember the actual name, but like wash the face, wash it with subs, wipe the face, then a bit of moisturizer, and then also a beard cream. It's like, you know.
I thought you were doing that right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was busted as usual. Sorry.
To be clear, Kate has also made all this, so there are things. We do, yeah.
To buy it firsthand, in Dublin, there's one called Birmingham Cameras. They're a really nice place. But there's also Cons Cameras and a few others. I don't know if there's
Right.
any Cork ones.
Right, so the Cork way here. So, I know, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're in our talk.
Hey, answer the question.
Anyway, so Cork, you're going to want to look at a few places. Namely, Camera World is the main spot first. Now, the price is big for first hand, but if you're looking for something just off of where it is, it's good. They might do you a deal because of what month it is or something like that. But if you're looking for maybe another location where they might be able to scoot down a little bit, we got PC Curry's, they're not too bad. Harvey Norman, weirdly enough, apparently, well, they're selling washing machines. But yeah, there are some good choices. They might. I'd say Camera World will be more efficient because they'll talk to you about the camera and what it can offer you. But yeah, those would be some good first-hand options. But again, there's also online. There's Amazon. Amazon's really the only one to do.
I will say one thing: if you go to buy a camera, if a camera is printed on it 4K resolution, don't. They're literally just web cameras in a nice aluminum little tin, and then they're gonna charge you like mad. These things, honestly, you'd be better off trying to take a photo with a golf ball. These things, like yeah, exactly. You can't.
There might be a camera that looks like a GoPro. Okay, you never know.
No, my general point is
it's easy.
It's easy to fall into scams. Like even look up the brand before you buy, because they can have whatever brand name. If it's coming up as like it's only this one weird camera and it's like on AliExpress and it's on a couple dodgy sites, don't touch it.
You're
Please
looking
don't
at
touch it.
AliExpress for a camera. No.
Yeah, that or Temu or anywhere else. It's like, guys, you're asking for trouble.
Especially just because it says it's 4K does not mean it's 4K. Some of these things they shoot like a potato. I've messed around with them. They're awful. They're so bad. But
I mean, if I can offer anything about old cameras, like in my bag, no, I didn't bring it up here, but I should have. My Canon 100D, which is basically, as Terran was saying, the boy with the mileage. He's been through everything with me. He's been through weddings, christenings, communions, some shoots with you back in the past when we started.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that boy was only about 400 quid when I bought it back in 2014, and back then, you know, I thought, oh god, but I mean, Jesus, this thing was about over a grand, but like it did the job, and I think that's the main thing you should take away from a camera. If it's, you know, even if it's only work, like this, I mean, I know I'm pricing everything, but this body was only about 500, but the main thing you want from your camera is, you know, like anything, like even with your car, like in this Micro, it does the fucking job. That's all you need. Just needs to do the job, do it right, and I mean, you said yourself, you know, you guys were saying Libby, Jesus, guys, his camera, and he's getting some really amazing shots.
he's shooting with a 2000D. Those things are, I think, only around 100 quid, and
Yeah.
that man shoots some of the greatest shots I've seen shot in the Irish scene. Like, genuinely, peak. Absolute peak. But, if, like, you don't have to buy a new camera. A new camera doesn't mean it's good. Like, it doesn't mean it's going to be better, because an old camera, it may be secondhand, but it doesn't mean it's trash. Like, you might get a secondhand car. It doesn't mean your car isn't going to move. It still works. As long as you're buying it from a reputable source, you tend to be relatively safe.
And like as Aaron was showing, MVP is the GOAT for getting any camera parts at the moment. I would probably recommend there more than I would recommend any first-hand places, because what you get out of it is actually a lot of benefits. I mean, I bought this lens last year. It's a Samyang, and it's a good Sin lens. I got it for about a little over 200 quid, but from what I got was some great quality photos, you know, some excellent video work that I've been able to do with it, and yeah, I just think it, you know, looks really good. I mean, I think one of the best shoots I ever did with it last year was the Manchester one. You know, you know, works great with lighting, and that's it as well. If you can get some really good lights, even what I can actually compare. I got one from Amazon, one from AliExpress, and even though one is obviously the better quality and we know which one it is, they both managed to do the job. And yeah, that's all it matters.
Anyone else got any more questions? No.
Anyway, thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.